Hello and welcome to episode 32 of the Craving Crypto podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit more casual. We're going to be talking about one trade setup that I really think you should be getting in on for September. It's a low cap altcoin. And then I'm going to be going into the market overview. Been a little bit busy today working on my business, so I just didn't have time to make a full scale video. Hope you guys can understand that I'm just going to do this one vlog style. Alright, so let's get right into this though. I'm just going to go ahead and switch over here so we can point some out on my computer screen first. The document, as always, is in the description, you guys, so you guys can just go ahead and click down below and get the document and watch and follow along with everything so that you could probably see a little bit better considering I'm using my camera for this video specifically. Alright, so the title is "This Little Low Cap Altcoin Has Huge Potential." The ticker symbol for this low cap altcoin is XBC. The name of it would be Bitcoin Plus. It's been around for a long time. It's actually done a lot of pumps on Poloniex. It was one of the trade setups that I was able to make over 150% in a single day on Poloniex during the 2017 bull runs. Now we've had a very, very strong sell-off for it, so we're going to be looking into accumulating some, and I'll show you how to play that in a minute. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do the market overview. This is the total market cap, the TradingView version of the total market cap. So as you guys can see, I have these rising wedges that we've been rejecting off of, this falling wedge that we found support and then rallied, and we rejected off that rising wedge, and then we rejected off this rising wedge as well. Now I have two main options for the total market cap. My number one option would be that we reject off of this resistance level at the $210 billion levels, and then we retest the $200 billion levels before going up to the next resistance level. So that's my primary prediction for the total market cap. My secondary prediction would be that we drop down to the $175 billion level, find support, and get a bounce. So overall, we've had a little bit of a rally off that support level that we were pointing out 2 episodes back, and we're just waiting for that rejection and for some type of short-term support to be found in this range. I can just take this rectangular box right here actually and stretch it out, because that will be a nice support level to be watching if we do go ahead and start to drop back down towards those levels. Coin watch is a little bit mixed signals to get today. We've got some coins in the green, some coins in the red. Overall, I would say that we're looking up still, but because we have rallied for the past couple days, I wouldn't be surprised if we do correct a little bit over the weekend. So I also wanted to point out the Bitcoin dominance because it's in a rising wedge and we have some potential bearish divergence forming. We do want to see this MACD go ahead and curl down lower. We want to see it curl a little bit to really confirm that bearish divergence. But overall, I don't think that we're going to be able to sustain anything over 50 to 60% in total percentage of Bitcoin dominance due to this rising wedge pattern and this heavy resistance box that I've drawn. So I'm watching this really closely. If we do start to see a drop off in Bitcoin dominance, that would be somewhat of a signifying indicator that some of the dead weight is off of the market and we could be returning to a medium-term bull trend. So I'm watching this dominance very closely. Again, I don't think that we'll be able to get above 60% right here before we reject out of this wedge pattern that we've been forming. So Bitcoin Plus, this is our trade setup for September. Now that does not mean that you will be buying in September and then selling in September. You might be. It doesn't really matter exactly what month. I'm expecting this to happen before the end of 2019. But overall, the goal is to buy between $15 and $25. The ticker is going to be Bitcoin Plus dollar. Now, there isn't a dollar pair for this on Poloniex, so the only way for you to actually trade this is to go ahead and open up the dollar chart on TradingView and then set trading alerts for certain prices. And when that price gets hit, you just go over to the Poloniex BTC chart and you buy it for that Bitcoin pair, because technically it's going to be the same dollar amount that you're paying even though you're using your Bitcoin to buy it. So that's how you get around that loophole. You can still trade with the dollar chart, and then you don't really have to worry about the fact that you don't have the actual dollar pair, you still get in and out at the same relative dollar price. So our entry is again 15 to 25. Our first take profit is 100% at $45. Our next take profit is $75. Our next take profit would be $100, and our next take profit would be $160. We don't know if all of these will be reached. I suspect the first 3 to be reached. And the real kind of idea behind that is if the last one doesn't get reached, you just sell it closer to one of the other 3. So if you just don't quite hit your target, you can still get it in good profit at one of the other take profit levels. So that's what that TP stands for, is take profit. You see this a lot in common TradingView charts, or if you are part of any type of a signal service that does medium-term setups, they usually use 3 or 4 take profit levels to get out on the market. So this falling wedge pattern is looking really good when you have decreasing volume. As you can see, that yellow line that I have labeled, you have decreasing volume and decreasing prices, which is actually a bullish sign, especially when we're in this big wedge pattern. If we can really get above the resistance level of this wedge pattern at around $35 per XBC, that would be a strong sign that we will go ahead and do this move on the upside. As you can see, the volume profile, there's also a lot of volume in this area, so the volume is confirming that it's a good spot to be accumulating as well. There's some bullish divergence on the MACD. If we can get above this resistance level on the MACD that we've been rejecting off since July of 2017, that would be another really good sign for this setup. So with these low cap coins, this one is like top 600 in market capitalization. So you're talking about a really, really low market cap here, which means the risk is a little bit higher for taking positions on these lower market cap coins. Generally, what I do to avoid this risk is to just use a small amount of my portfolio. For a trade like this, I wouldn't put any more than 3% of your portfolio in it, and I would average into the position, meaning that I take 1% I buy right now, take another percent I buy if it dips, and I take another percent I buy at another price. That way I get a nice average entry, and then when it does start to take off, I don't have too much of my portfolio at risk. I'm still, have the potential of making a lot of profit. If this hits the top target, you put $100 and you got 650 bucks. So that's not bad. You don't have to risk that much of your portfolio to get good gains with these low cap coins. I do recommend keeping the majority of your portfolio in something more stable like Bitcoin and the dollar. I've always recommended to keep 40% Bitcoin and 30% USDT. That way when you do take small trades like this, you don't really worry about the volatility in this trade, and you don't have as much stress on your portfolio. But overall, this trade setup looks pretty good. It's one I am accumulating. I bought some about 2 days ago. Figured I'd give this as a free signal out to my free viewers, because I know that with the technical analysis being not as many live streams and things like that, I just want to make sure I'm still providing trade setups for my free viewers and providing value for you guys as well, aside from just the content and the teaching in my videos. But yeah, I'm really excited about this trade setup over the next couple months through 2018. I don't think that this trade setup will last too much into 2019, but that's kind of my current time frame for it. Again, time frames aren't as important as the price that you buy at and the price that you sell at, because the support and resistance means a lot more for the technical analysis than the actual exact day that it got there. Because that's where you use your orders, right? So if you've got your stop loss in place anyways, it doesn't matter if it takes a week to hit your stop or a week to hit your target. If it still hits your stop or your target, you still make the profit. So it's that support and resistance that's a lot more important to worry about. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling off now, so we'll just go ahead and run over the last little thing. Again, this is the episode 32 of the Craving Crypto podcast. This is a little low cap altcoin that has huge potential. Wanted to get back to this question that Ronald has. He said, what about the descending triangle pattern that is forming on Bitcoin? So we'll just go ahead and pull the Bitcoin chart up quickly and show you why I do not see this as a descending triangle. This is actually a pretty big argument in the cryptocurrency space right now. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is a descending triangle, descending triangle, descending triangle. What's interesting about a descending triangle is you have to have a flat bottom. And we are not actually seeing this in Bitcoin today. This is why I think that it has a lot more of a wedge profile. So if we take the trend line tool over here, sorry if my camera is a little shaky here, I'm just trying to do this with one hand. Maybe if I, like I said, this video is a little bit more casual, you guys, so I apologize if I'm shaking the camera a little bit or if it's kind of hard to see my screen. Just got a lot on my plate today, been doing a lot of work, so didn't have quite as much time for the editing process. As you can see, this is a 19-degree downward trend and about a 6-degree downward support. So that is a wedge. That has wedge characteristics. It doesn't have descending triangle characteristics. Now, if the support fails of this wedge, you can have a falling wedge do a bearish break, and the amplitude, meaning the low right here to the high right here, you can measure that move and place it on the point that it breaks down, and that's your first viable target. That's called an amplitude move. I don't think that we will have a bearish break in this. It's very possible. I just think that due to the fact that the total market cap has corrected to the 78% Fibonacci, which is very, very common in a classic market cycle, I don't really see the crypto markets having too much further macro downward potential. But again, if that support fails, you can't have your mind closed off to any potential. You want to be aware of it because scared money doesn't make money. So if there's a support failure, you want to be shorting the market. You don't want to be on the bullish end of that support failure. So I hope that answers your question. It's a falling wedge, it's not a descending triangle. I know a lot of people post that it's a descending triangle and there's an argument for that, but you just have to measure those angles. You learn this in technical analysis books, so I don't really know why everybody on Twitter is freaking out about it. But once you get those angles in place, you'll understand that that's a lot more of a wedged pattern. So I hope that helps you answer your question, Ronald, and thank you so much for asking that. This again is our total market capitalization technical analysis. This is in the document, so go ahead and click the link below to click and view. And then this is the episode previously. I've been adding the previous episode in each chart. And then here's the trade setup so you guys can go ahead and follow along with that. There's the targets, the entry, the link to the chart. Here is coin market cap chart. So there's the link to the TA that I did on the total market cap. Coinigy if you want to do altcoin trading and technical analysis. And then we have BitMEX if you want to do leverage trading. Not recommended for beginners. My Bitcoin address right here. If you really like what I'm doing, you can go ahead and donate. And my VIP course and signals link right here as well. So yeah, that's really, really exciting stuff here for XBC. And I'm watching the total market cap support and resistance over the next few days. Once I get some really clear setups, I'm going to be posting some longs in the entries channel for my VIPs. We do have a little bit of a short position right now on a certain coin, don't really want to mention it, but you know, I'm just waiting for that support to be found and the conditions to be proper for me to be taking those positions. So anyways, thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope that you like this style and that you can appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next one. As always, stay profitable out there.